Welcome back everybody to some more 7th Sector, and this is going to be covering chapters 12 to 18, and we're playing as this little robot guy here. So from the off, we just basically need to move straight across and press this button here. We're going to be coming up against a hunter, I believe it's called. But after we move this box out of the way, so what you need to do here is you need to hold the square button down. That will cause like a magnetic charge. And just keep doing that a couple of times into the box, and you can move it forward. You want to move it onto this base here. Make sure it's all the way on, because what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to press that button in a second and basically drop it down that little hatch. So be careful of that spotlight, I nearly went straight into it. And for this playthrough, we're going to leave that console alone. That basically allows us to destroy that transformer in the background there. Now for this part, we're going to come up against a hunter. So what you're going to have to do is just hold left and hold down that square button and just go for it. It's very rare the hunter's going to hit you, but he does hit you occasionally. But if you stop, then you've got to find it harder to gain your momentum back. So you're best hiding behind the little objects whenever you can. I'm going to wait here for a second because there is like a movable bridge that comes towards us in a second. So we need to time it just right. Becoming any minute now, there it is. And off we go. So you need to move with this bridge, otherwise you will be exposed. So again, just stay behind this little shield and do exactly the same thing as we did in the beginning, and let's just make an absolute run for it, not forgetting this HDD here. It's a little intense here, but just keep going and eventually we'll get into a train. Now this video is going to cover all the chapters where we play as the robot. It's a pretty short segment of the game. So there's a couple of phantoms and a couple of HDDs which we need to download. Nothing too strenuous. So now we're on the train, and our first thing we need to do here is to get through that door on the left. Now to do this, we need to access this control panel, and we need to turn off the lights, we need to open the lockers, turn off the venting, and turn on the console, sorry. This allows us to go through this door, and now you see that box there, we're going to have to make that symbol that's on the box. And we know it's that box because the 7th Sector logo is on the door, and it's the only box in the locker with a 7th Sector logo on it. So we have to make that picture, and then this will unlock the door that right in front of us there. There we go. Another HDD for us to download. We're going to do the same thing as what we did with the toolbox, and we're going to bring it back as close to this magnet as possible. And then we're going to push it, we're going to get taken up with it, and basically we just need to move forward as fast as we can by holding left on the analog stick and holding down the square button. The game will glitch a little bit here. We're not supposed to have this box with us. We don't need it, but as you can see there, it just glitches like crazy. Try and get rid of it. We can always reload the chapter anyway, so we'll just leave it there for now. And basically is what we need to do here is we need to access the terminal, and we need to allow that barrier to let our little robot through. And we do that by going to this screen, changing that to true, and we are RT82. So you need to set that to true and RT82, and then we need to change the accept function to true, and then we can get through the barrier then. We have got another phantom coming up if we carry on all the way to the left. But I'm not sure if it will allow us to unlock it, because we need to be pretty much right up against that wall. Just give it a couple of seconds, and then I'm going to reload the chapter, get rid of this stupid box. Yeah, it's not happening, that is it. So what we're going to do, we're going to reload chapter 15. This will take us right back to where we just were. And this time we won't have the box in the way. I hope. Fingers crossed. There we go. No box. So yeah, so if we carry on all the way to the left and we go right up against this wall, we will be able to get the next phantom. And that also unlocks the Omen trophy. We need to go back to the console, and we're going to need to fix that terminal error right there. So if we head back to the console that we messed with previously, so we go to systems and then change gate control to true. And then this will allow us to access that red button. It'll open these gates, and we just simply drop ourselves down. So I mentioned that there was a trophy for the 100 deaths, and this is the part where we're going to be doing that trophy. We're going to make our way to chapter 17 checkpoint, then we're basically just going to get ourselves into an automated death loop. Obviously I won't keep the footage in because it does take about an hour or so, but I like to get those type of trophies out of the way first. But it's entirely up to yourself. You can just play the game naturally. If you get the trophy through naturally dying, then that's fair enough. But I like to get these trophies out of the way first. So there's not much we can do here. This is pretty much automated cutscene. And we should come alive again in a second. And there we go. So checkpoint number 16 done. I'm going to have to time this just right so that the platform has only just come out. I didn't time it right just then, but we'll give it another go. So we need to wait, and once the platform's there, we should be able to get onto it. Same as this side. There we go. And that's going to be our little death loop area in a second. But we want to carry on to the next checkpoint first, so we don't have to go through all that again. This is checkpoint number 17, and that terminal is linked to the logic trophy. But we're going to do the logic trophy in our next playthrough, but we need to just go back on ourselves first and basically kill ourselves. And this is the little automated death loop. You're going to respawn here every single time, and you're just going to die every single time. And this must have took me about, I'd say about half an hour to 40 minutes. I literally just left the game playing and playing and playing until the suicide trophy popped there. But as I said, it's up to yourselves if you want to just play the game naturally and see if you get the trophy through natural progression. But at least that's that one out of the way. And let's continue on. So yeah, again, ignore that terminal, even though it is linked to a trophy. We're just going to ignore it for now. And that is the hardest terminal to solve, by the way. So good luck when it comes to that one. Basically what we're going to need to do here is we're going to need to move these cargo crates so we can get the little robot past. And basically if you just copy what I do, there's only one solution to the puzzle really. It's not too hard. If we move this one up here, and we'll go to the bottom right and move this all the way to the left. Move that one down, and one above it down. Move this one all the way back to the right. And then is what we're going to want to do is move these two in the middle right to the very top. And then this will allow us to get to that switch, and then we can continue the rest of the puzzle then. So if we access this switch here, basically just do the same as what we've just done. We can just block ourselves in. And we basically need to move the two cargo crates that are in front of us up to the very top. And to do that, we need to move the two behind us back down, move this very top one back to the left, and then we can move the two in front of us right to the very top then, and then that clears our way. Onwards we go. So there's going to be another HDD coming up in a second. And there it is. So remember to download that one. And this little thing on the top there on the rails, it is a machine gun, so you can vaguely see its little reticle on the ground there, so just be careful. And the trick is to bring this crate all the way to the back where we just started, and to absolutely bomb it again when the machine gun starts chasing back after us. And off we go again. So we get this to the other end. So yeah, being the robot, it's a short segment, nothing too hard. The game does get a lot more intense after this. Right, we'll go to the left this time. I'm going to wait for him to go back to the right. And we're going to carry on, and we're going to move this into here. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to wait a second for the machine gun to come back, and then we're going to follow it like we did in the beginning. And that's pretty much it for the end of chapter 17 and the end of this little segment. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the support. If you did enjoy the video, then please drop it a like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Take care.